Angela and Amanda were the kind of sisters people admired from a distance. They weren't rich, they weren't flashy, but there was peace in their home, and peace is rare. They woke up together, cooked together, laughed over small jokes only siblings understand. Angela was the elder one, careful with her words, careful with her steps, the kind of woman who carried responsibility like it was stitched into her skin. Amanda was younger, softer, always trailing behind her sister like she believed nothing bad could happen as long as Angela was near. Their parents watched them with pride. The village watched them with curiosity. And slowly, the village's eyes stayed longer on Angela. At first, it was harmless talk. Angela is beautiful, oh. She's calm. She'll marry well. Then time moved and the words changed. She's still not married. She's already 26. A woman doesn't wait for life to be ready. Angela heard it all. In the market, at the stream, even inside her own house. Her mother stopped defending her. When visitors came, her mother would sigh loudly and say, God will still do it. Sometimes during arguments, the words were sharper. Do you think men like women that wait this long? Do you want to stay in this house forever? Angela learned silence. Then one afternoon, while they were cooking, Amanda realized they had run out of salt. Angela handed her money and told her to hurry. That small errand changed everything. A man stopped Amanda on the road. Not crude, not rushed, respectful. He asked for her name, then her number. Amanda told Angela later, laughing like it was nothing. They both forgot about it until he returned. This time, not alone. He came to the family. He spoke clearly. He said he wanted to marry Amanda. The house froze because in that village, a younger sister does not marry before the elder one. People gathered. Opinions flew. Eyes turned to Angela like she had committed a crime. Her mother cried that night. Not tears for Angela, but for embarrassment. She has disgraced us, she said. People will laugh. Angela sat on her bed and listened. Eventually, tradition bent. Amanda was allowed to marry. And the day her sister left as a bride, Angela didn't just lose a companion. She became a burden. Greetings stopped being returned. Neighbors whispered. Her mother's tone changed completely. See your mates. Learn from your sister. Don't bring shame to this family. Angela swallowed it all. She had done nothing wrong, but somehow she was the one being punished. And this was only the first wound. After Amanda left the village, the house became quieter. Too quiet. Angela stayed back with her parents, but it no longer felt like home. Her mother watched her the way people watch something they regret buying. Every mistake became proof. If food burnt, it was Angela's fault. If rain delayed visitors, it was Angela's fault. If someone mentioned Amanda's new life in her husband's house, her mother's eyes would find Angela immediately. See how your mates are progressing. Her father tried, quietly. Sometimes he slipped food into her room. Sometimes he said, ignore her, time will speak. But time was already speaking. In her husband's town, Amanda settled into marriage easily. Her husband was kind, his shop was big, their house was comfortable. At first, everyone was patient. 1 month passed, then 3, then 6. No pregnancy. The whispers followed Amanda the way they had once followed Angela. Her mother-in-law asked questions softly at first. Neighbors asked louder. Amanda prayed. She went to hospitals. She drank herbs. Nothing. Back in the village, the news reached Angela's mother, and somehow it hardened her. Instead of worrying about her younger daughter, she turned colder toward the elder one. It was as if Amanda's empty womb had reminded her of Angela's existence. Then one evening, Amanda came home unannounced. She cried in Angela's arms like a child. I'm tired, she said. They look at me differently now. Angela held her, cooked for her, comforted her. That night, Amanda asked her to come stay with her, just for a while. Angela hesitated, but staying in the village was becoming unbearable. So she packed her things. For the first time in years, Angela slept in peace. She helped around the house, she cooked, she supported her sister. She didn't interfere, she didn't complain. And slowly, life started smiling at her again. She began cooking for people in the area. Small jobs, small money. Then one day, a man started buying food regularly. Always polite, always respectful. He asked her name. She told him. Nothing more.
Angela didn't know it yet, but something had already shifted. Back in the village, her mother grew restless, too quiet, too peaceful, and peace had never sat well with her. So she came to visit.
The morning Angela was asked to leave, nothing felt wrong at first. She swept the compound, she cooked breakfast, she hummed while washing plates. It was her mother who broke the rhythm. She stood in the doorway, arms folded, eyes sharp. "Pack your things." Angela laughed softly, thinking it was a joke. "Where am I going?" Her mother didn't answer. Amanda came out next. Her eyes were red, not from crying, from thinking too much. "Angela," she said quietly, "it's better you leave." The room spun. Angela looked from her sister to her mother, confused. "Did I offend you? Did I do something wrong?" Silence. Then her mother spoke. "You know what you did." Angela froze. "I don't." Her mother stepped forward. "Ever since you came here, nothing has worked. My daughter's womb is locked, and you are still unmarried." The words landed like stones. Amanda swallowed hard. "I didn't want to believe it," she said, voice shaking, "but Mama showed me." Angela felt her chest tighten. "Showed you what?" Her mother turned and walked into the room. She came back with a small calabash wrapped in cloth. "This," she said, "is what I found under your things." Angela stared at it. She had never seen it before. "I don't know what that is." But no one listened. Her mother's voice rose. "Jealous women do worse than this. You watched your sister marry before you. You smiled, but your heart was bitter." Angela's knees weakened. She turned to Amanda. "You know me. You know I would never harm you." Amanda looked away. "I don't want trouble," she whispered. "Just leave." That was when Angela understood. This house no longer wanted her. She packed her clothes slowly. No shouting, no begging. Her mother watched with satisfaction. Amanda watched with fear. When Angela stepped outside with her bag, her mother said one last thing. "Don't come back here until your shadow leaves us." Angela walked away. She didn't cry until night. Weeks later, in the same town, Amanda still did not conceive. The house remained heavy. And somewhere else, quietly, a man who loved Angela's food noticed she hadn't come around in days. Fate was rearranging itself. The truth was gathering strength. And the lie that pushed Angela out was about to return and collect its debt.
Angela did not return to the village after she was sent away. Life, instead, carried her forward quietly, without ceremony, without announcement. She learned how to exist without looking over her shoulder. She worked, she cooked, she breathed again. It was Kelvin, the man who used to buy food from her, who found her once more. Not out of pity, but out of interest. He asked about her day, not her age. He asked about her thoughts, not her past. One evening, after watching her move calmly through her work, he simply said, "You carry peace. I want to know you." And love came the way Angela had never known it before, gently, without urgency, without shame. There was no rush to prove herself, no pressure to explain her scars. For the first time, she was chosen without being inspected. When Kelvin eventually took Angela home to meet his family, the truth revealed itself slowly and stunned her. He was royalty, a prince. Angela panicked. She feared rejection. She feared discovery. She feared that her past would finally catch up to her. But the palace doors opened to her as though they had always known her name. The queen took Angela's hands, studied her quietly, and then said, "Welcome home, my daughter." Preparations for marriage began immediately, but royal tradition demanded one final step. Before a queen could be crowned, a chief priest had to trace her lineage to be certain that no hidden blood cries, no buried wrongs would follow the throne. And so they returned to Angela's village. Her mother smiled too quickly when she saw them. Amanda stood at a distance, watching with unease. The priest sat in the compound, rested his staff against the earth, and closed his eyes. When he spoke again, his voice was heavy. "This house," he said, striking the ground, "is burdened by a buried truth." The compound froze. Slowly he pointed, "The mother." Angela's mother laughed nervously. "There is nothing," she said. The priest's eyes did not open. "Speak." She refused. The wind rose suddenly. The air thickened. The priest began his incantations, and then the woman screamed. "Fire!" she cried. "It's burning me!" She collapsed, and the truth poured out like something that had waited too long. The woman's voice broke. "I was not always cruel," she said, shaking. "But shame lived inside me before you were born." She looked at Angela. "I loved a man who promised me marriage. He left me with a pregnancy and laughter behind my back. When you were born, people did not see a child. They saw my mistake." Tears ran freely now. "Every time I looked at you, I remembered how I was abandoned, how I was mocked. You did nothing wrong, but I punished you for the pain I never healed." She turned to Amanda. "When I later married properly and had Amanda, I told myself this one would restore my dignity. She was my pride, the proof that I was still respectable." Her voice dropped. "But when I began to see favor around you, Angela, peace, kindness, light, fear entered me. I was afraid people would say the daughter I was ashamed of would rise higher than the one I was proud of." Her hands trembled. "So I went to a priest. I asked him to slow your destiny, not to destroy you, just to make sure you would never go first." A sob escaped her. "I tied your path so your sister would shine before you. I thought I was protecting my name. I did not know I was fighting destiny." She fell to her knees. "I was wrong. I punished an innocent child for my own shame." The priest turned to the gathered crowd. "You tried to rearrange destiny," he said calmly, "and destiny fought back." The calabash was brought out, broken, the bindings shattered. Silence followed, the kind that comes only after truth has spoken fully. Weeks later, Angela conceived. Angela's life changed in ways she never imagined. She became queen, not just in title, but in presence. The palace wrapped her in care she had never known. Servants moved gently around her. Elders listened when she spoke. Love no longer felt like something she had to earn. Her past no longer followed her. Her name was spoken with respect. Her belly now carried the life that had once been denied her, and for the first time, she felt complete. Time passed, and one quiet evening, far from the palace crowd, Amanda came to her. No guards, no crowns, no witnesses. Amanda's hand went to her own belly. She smiled through tears. I'm pregnant too," she whispered. "I'm sorry, Angela, for everything." Angela looked at her sister, their shared journey, the pain, the waiting, and she felt the weight lift. She held Amanda's hands. She did not cry. She did not explain. She did not reopen old wounds. She only said softly, "It's over, and we are whole." They laughed quietly together, a laughter that carried relief, joy, and sisterhood. Outside, the palace stood grand. Inside, hearts were light. Destiny finally had set the record straight. And somewhere in the village, people learned too late what they should have known from the beginning. You can delay truth, you can wound innocence, but destiny remembers the order it was written, and it always corrects itself.